we will broadcast for you the news in English on Radio Free Syria.
Welcome to our news hour in English. I am وموقعنا and I will be with you during this news hour from Radio Free Syria. We will start with the local coordination committees of Syria. By the end of Thursday, the FCC managed to document 181 marchers, among them 10 women, 7 children, and 4 under torture. 90 marches were reported in Damascus and its suburbs, among them 42 marches in Mazraa neighborhood, 35 in Homs, 15 in Aleppo, 13 in Idlib, 12 in the province of Hama, 11 in Dar'a, 2 in Al-Hasaka, and also 2 in the province of Al-Riqqa, and last but not least, 1 in the province of Deir az-Zor. The FSA clashed with regime forces in 125 points where the FSA have shelled the Damascus International Airport and targeted the main hall with mortars, as well as gathering for the regime forces and its thugs in Zain Abidin, where FSA targeted the informatics departments behind Abbasiyin Stadium in Damascus. In Tabaqa, in the province of Raqqa, the FSA targeted the military airport with local-made rockets. In the province of Hama, the FSA shelled Zeus battalion with mortars. In Harak, in Dar'a, the FSA liberated the Vazdika artillery in the Squad 2 within Battalion 14 of Brigade 52 and liberated the artillery battalion in Nasiriyah village located at the west of Nawa and captured a number of regime forces. Then shelled the regime barracks at the west area of Dar'a in response to the helicopter shelling to this area. In Jenin, the FSA liberated the military office club as well as the scientific research center after clashes that lasted for hours. In Quneitra, the FSA stormed in the artillery battalion and gained all ammunition there. We will start with Damascus and its suburbs. Several injuries as home buildings have been burned due to the heavy shelling on Al-Zabadani in Damascus countryside. Meanwhile, 3 other people have been killed in the village of Al-Utaybiyah. Moving to Hama, the Assad forces have shelled the villages of Karnaz and Kafr-Mbuda and Al-Hammamat and Al-Huwaish. They have also used tanks and rocket launchers. In Deir az-Zor, heavy shelling from tanks on the neighborhood of Al-Huwaiqa and Al-Ummal and Al-Sina'a as heavy battles took place between the Free Syrian Army and the Assad forces in Al-Sina'a neighborhood. In Dar'a, heavy shelling from heavy artillery on Al-Yadudiyya, which resulted in the death of a soldier of the FSA. Moving to Homs, a new massacre has been committed on the hands of the Assad regime in the city of Talbisa, which resulted in the death of dozens of civilians. The Assad forces have shelled the city by using warplanes. They have hit a field hospital that was full of civilians. In Idlib, heavy shelling on the village of Ma'arrat Masrin and on Haish and Al-Hubayt in the countryside of Idlib. General news now, and according to Reuters, President Bashar al-Assad vowed on Friday to purge Syria of extremist force. He accused of assassinating a leading Sunni Muslim cleric who backed his 2-year battle against rebels and protesters. Assad made the pledge in a message of condolence of the death of Muhammad al-Bouti, who was killed along with dozens of worshippers by an explosion in Damascus mosque on Thursday. State media put the death toll from the blast at 49, but the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights Watch, which monitors violence across the country, said 52 people died and the final figure was likely to be more than 60. The mass killing inside a place of worship shocked many Syrians along estimate to the daily bloodshed of a conflict which has killed 70,000 people, displaced millions of others, and devastated whole districts of Syria's ancient cities. Authorities announced a day of mourning on Sunday when a funeral is expected to be held for Bouti, who often delivered his sermons in the historic Umayyad Mosque. Your blood and that of all Syrian martyrs will not be shed in vain, Assad said. We will adhere to your thinking to eliminate their darkness and extremism until we purge our country of them. The mosque bombing took place in the same Mazraa district of central Damascus where a car bomb killed more than 60 people 1 month ago. Another sign that Syria's civil war had penetrated to the heart of Assad's capital. Assad's artillery positions on the northern edge of Damascus pounded the rebel-held southern towns of Daraya and Mu'addamit al-Sham on Friday, and a Damascus resident said the smell of gunpowder hung over the center of the city. The 47-year-old president has deployed airstrikers, artillery barrages, and Scud-type missiles to hit rebel fighters who control swaths of eastern and northern Syria and have challenged his hold over most of the country's main cities. His government and the rebels accused each other of using chemical weapons in the clashes near the northern city of Aleppo on Tuesday, in which 26 people were killed. The United Nations has promised to investigate the incident, though a U.S. official has said it increasingly appeared a chemical weapon was not used. The U.S. condemns the attack. The United Nations Security Council condemned in the strongest term the terroristic attack in a mosque in Damascus, but added that any steps to combat terrorism must comply with international law on human rights and refugees. Opposition leader Muaz al-Khatib himself, a former preacher at the Umayyad Mosque, said the killing of a Muslim scholar in a religious sanctuary was a crime in very sense of the word. We would not agree with him politically and believed he was wrong to stand with the rulers, but his killing opens up the gates to an evil that only God knows, he said in a statement. Bouti was a Sunni Muslim like most Syrians and the great majority of Syrian rebels who were angered by his support for a president from the country's Alawite minority and offshoot of the Shiite Islam. In one of his televised speeches, Bouti described those fighters to topple Assad as scum. The frail 84-year-old speaker also used his position to call on Syrians to join the armed forces and help Assad defeat his rivals in the rebellion. State television rebroadcast what it called Bouti's last sermon at the Umayyad Mosque a week ago, in which he said Syria was under attack from the United States, Europe, and Al-Qaeda, which he described as a Western creation. But Al-Khatib said there had been signs Bouti was questioning his support for Assad and suggesting he may have been killed by authorities who feared that if he took a courageous decision, it could overturn the whole balance of power. Opposition activists have frequently blamed Syrian authorities in the immediate aftermath of a major bombing in Damascus, many of which have subsequently been claimed by the Nusra Front, a rebel group which the United States has designated as a terroristic organization. This was it for today. Thank you very much for listening. I am Marwan Kadro, along with me, Executive Manager Islam. Please follow us on freesyria.webs.com. You can also reach us through Skype on Syrian22. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Right now, we will broadcast for you the news in English on Radio Free Syria.